Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for the ATC swap hop over on the IndigoBlu Facebook group. I love IndigoBlu. This month, my swap partner is the lovely Lisa. And the theme for the ATCs this month is anything goes, or dealer's choice, or chef's choice, depending on which way you want to look at it. So basically, we can do anything we want this month, which is quite good. So I've got some leftover images from last week's Mission Inspiration art journal page. I've got some small sunflower images left over. So I thought there was not that much left over on the sheet after I'd finished with it, but I thought I would actually use these up. So I've got my 3 ATC backs. I've got my 3 main focal images, so I'm going to create a bit of a collage today, and I've just realised I've got no glue. Oh, there it is. Let's just pop that glue over there. And I've also got a brand new vintage photo distress oxide pad. My original distress ink is almost gone. Sandy Davis took pity on me. She said, I can't bear to see you struggle. So she sent me a brand new one with some chocolate. Sandy, the chocolate's already gone, but thank you. Thank you so much. So Sandy sent me a little bit of happy mail with this new distress oxide vintage photo ink pad, which I'm going to be using today. Yay. And Sandy, thank you very much. I will see you, and I'll give you a big hug when I see you in July at the Mixed Media Mayhem. So on to the ATC. So I'm going to christen the ink pad. Do I need a brand new ink foam? I think I do. So let me just grab one from my tub. There we go. I have a few, 1 or 2. So this looks like it's a bit lighter than the standard distress ink, so I don't want to contaminate straight away. So let's have a look. Ooh, look, already liking the look of it already. So I'm going to go around the outside. You're not really going to see that much of the outside, to be honest. And I haven't really used the oxides very much. They came out just as I was kind of like stopping doing card making and that kind of stuff. So I never really invested in any. I had a few that I'd picked up here and there, but I never really invested in a lot of them. And I just carried on with my original distress inks, of which that vintage photo one that's nearly now defunct was probably one of the last remnants of that original collection. And it's probably, so old now that it's actually growing its own hairs. So yeah, I think I've had that distress ink pad for well in excess of 10 years. So it was about time that maybe I had a new one. I did have lots and lots of re-inkers as well, the bottles of re-inkers for it, but I used them all on adding to water to get like a tea dye effect on tea dye papers, and I just never bothered replacing them. Right, so done that. Those are those 3 there. I've got some vintage sheets of old ledger paper. It is real ledger paper. This came from a rent book. Let me just see if I can grab it and I'll show you. I got 2 actually off our bric-a-brac market. So these were just sitting on somebody's stand at the market. So these are old rent books, and they date back to, did I find a date in it? I think I did find a date. I think the 1930s, which was fine, which was cool, because I thought to myself, do you know what, they're about as old as the house. So yeah, so I thought I'm having those, and they weren't very expensive, and they were only a few quid each. So I just thought, you know what, I'm having them. I'm getting lost just by looking at them. Look, so this literally, it's just a rent book, a record of people's rents back in the day. So yeah, so I've got those. So I'm going to use those in the sheets on these ATCs. So what I've done, just taken 2 sheets out, but I've kind of torn them into the shape for the background, so I might just need a little bit extra. Perhaps I should have gone over the whole thing, to be honest. But that doesn't matter, does it? We can change and we can go on the fly. That's better. See, already, what's that? Where's that come from? Bit sticky. Yeah, so already, look, it's starting to look okay. It's starting to look better. So let's do that. Let's just go and do all the way around. I could add a little bit of water to these because they are the oxides. These are the water reactive ones where they change colour and react to water, but we're not doing that today. That's not what we're planning on doing. But it definitely is juicy. There we go. So we're going to give it a little bit of a vintagey feel. Let's just grab, the thing is I don't want to get them too wet or damp because like I said, they will react with any moisture. So let's just clean that up. Get some kitchen towel. Apologise for the wobbly screen. One of these days I will fix this bookcase where my camera is attached to the wall properly. But I moved around, I had to tidy up, move my filming position over here where the window is, so and I never fastened it all back together again. Right, so let's just grab the edge of this too. So we're just going to grunge up a little bit. So I've got 3. So it looks like this ink pad is going to get used quite a lot today. Let's just go around the edges. So 1, 2, and 3. So the ATC swap for IndigoBlu, it's the same every month. It's a theme, and you have to do 3 ATCs on your theme and send those 3 ATCs to your swap partner. So obviously I don't know what Lisa's doing until they land on my doorstep. So, but we have made contact. We have already swapped addresses. So that's good. That's going to work quite nice. I'll just kind of frame that bit. And I just need one more piece. So I'm just going to go down the edge. And whatever fragments I've got left I can use in a different project another day. Alright, so about there. And just before that red line. And the paper is quite delicate. So with it being so old, right. Little sunflower collages. Cool. All right, so they're going to be, let's put that one in the middle. Like it, nice little clusters. Let's just see if I can zoom in a little bit and then just refocus again. There we go. Right, so let's grab some glue and let's just get those first layers all stuck down. And I don't mind if the edges lift up because we like the texture. I'm using a spirit glue, so not water based, so that won't affect the ink underneath. Not that it would matter. and then a blob of glue on the back there. Blob of glue on the back there. Like I said, I don't mind if they lift up. Let's just twist that a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Just give them a little push down. And then I wanted to add some bits of ephemera. So I've gone into my stamp collection and I've pulled out some green stamps. Not green shield stamps, but green stamps. And I'm going to stick those just in the top corner. And that one is recently dearly departed Queen Elizabeth. So we've got Thomas Jefferson, Queen Elizabeth, and a Deutsche Bundespost. So let go up in that top corner there. So the thing with ATCs, obviously they can be all different, but if you're doing a series, they need to be they need to follow that theme. That screen looks like it's a little bit washed out, doesn't it? I might have to fix that in post-production, as they say. Right, so the next thing I want to do is just add on a little bit of a butterfly, just because. So let's stick that down there. Now, sometimes I would have maybe used foam pads just to give it a little bit of dimension. But in this case, because they're going to be going in the post, and I will be putting them into a little plastic sleeve before I send them, I don't want too much dimension. So, yeah, let's put that down there. And I didn't put any distress ink on those, did I? Never mind. Never mind. Right, so the next thing we've got, I want to just add a little quote or just a few little words. So I've got one of these clip-in sheet things from Tim Holtz. And I just thought, you know what? I'll just add 3 of these on. So there's single words, there's also little quotes or little phrases. One of many. The little things. My heart's desire, take it to heart. Let's have a look. Let's just use that one there, the little things. Peel that off. And then I'm going to put that up there. Just so it's breaking into the stamp. Okay. And then let's just have a quick. I might have to get a different sheet. If there's nothing on here that actually jumps out. A little bit of everything. That'll do for that one. Like that. Again, let's just add that just up there. I know we're covering up the faces and stuff, but that doesn't matter, does it? And then I'll put within my heart on that one as well. So there we go. So just a few little quotes just to kind of pull them all together. And then I can just see that's pulled up a little bit. So I'll just put one tiny little blob of glue there. See, that has affected the oxide. So I can come back in, just go back over that. That's going to darken up now because it's got a bit of moisture in it. Because that's what oxides do. They change when they've got a little bit of moisture to them. They oxidize, as the saying goes. Right, so I'll just let them dry and sit and dry for a few minutes, and then I'll be right back. I think it's because it's sunny out there today with clouds, that every time the clouds go in front of the sun, it changes the colour. It changes the shading and the lighting in here, because I'm not too far away from a window. Right, so just to finish off then, I've got some of those, I've got quite a few. I just bought a job lot from, I think it was Amazon somewhere, of these self-adhesive little gems and pearl things. So I'm just going to add some accents, and these are the black ones, just because I think these kind of, just like we did when we were card making back in the day, they just kind of finish it off. And this is probably the only bit of texture that I'm going to add on these. These self-adhesive little things, just add a tiny little bit of embellishment. A little bit more interest for the eye. And it's not like we're adding loads on. Lovely, like those, but then again I wouldn't I? I'm biased. So I've got my sheets that I'm going to be sticking onto the back. These are already printed out, and I've printed these out on sticker paper, so I'm just going to flip that over, and hopefully these are not going to be, oh no, they see, they come off really easy. So this is just some sticker paper that I bought, again, from Amazon, and I just print my ATC backs on those. So that's 1 of 3, turn that over, 2 of 3, and I always put on the date they were created. There we go. So much easier. I always find that whenever I try to write these out by hand, I always run out of space. So 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. There we go. So let's just zoom in a bit again. Can we zoom in? No, that's zooming out. There we go. And then just sharpen up again. So there we go. I think I've gone just a little bit over there, which I will just trim off, because we don't want any white showing. There we go. That's better. So those are my 3 little ATCs that I'm going to pack up and post to Lisa for the swap for IndigoBlu for June. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create these little collage ATCs. If you did, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. And don't forget, if you're a club member or an angel, if you pop across to your sections on my website, you'll also find you've got these sunflower images there for you to play with and maybe create your own. So that's all from me for now. I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now. to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.